What's up, Internet? It is Sunday afternoon or so when I'm broadcasting this. I figured I would go live. I was really tempted just a minute ago. It's funny, right before I hit the button on this, I was thinking, I'd fire up either Facebook and stream it right to Facebook, or I would go to my Filmic recording app and go ahead and just pre-record this, and then go home and I would have to process it a little bit and set it up and then kind of get that going. Oh, I don't think we're going to get through here this way. All right, fair enough. Process it, I'd get better exposure. I wouldn't have nearly as much trouble on it. But, something about the immediacy of hitting the live button and talking to you guys directly that I enjoy and that I find others of you enjoy. So I'm going to stick with that for this one. It's not always going to be that way, but let's do it on here. So, man, this week, what an interesting week. I've been kind of considering this. You've heard me mention a project called Production Dojo a while. And as I was planning my product for my first Production Dojo project, I'm doing the numbers and I'm doing the math on the project. And I'm figuring okay, here's what it'll cost me to do the prototype, and here's what it might cost me to go to production. And I'm trying to spec out the product, so I'm talking to some of my friends that own drones. It's a drone-related product. And I'm talking to these guys, and I realize that there's a time window on what I want to do. And rather than space out the build over a number of weeks, or a month and a half, and then have a prototype, and then figure out what people like about it, and then decide if I'm going to go to Kickstarter, and sort of give too much of a lead on what I'm planning on doing, because there are a couple other people sniffing around the market I'm in. There's actually a couple of players in the market. They're just not doing a very good job. They fundamentally misunderstand the audience, in my belief. I've decided what I'm going to do is hold off my Production Dojo broadcasting for the month, and in February I'm going to build this project, build the prototype of this thing, and get it out to Kickstarter, and let's gauge and see if there is any interest. I'm going to film a fair amount of what I'm doing. I'm just not going to take the time to edit it, package it, narrate it, upload it to YouTube, build the community, and do everything that I would have to do to really make Production Dojo fly with it. I'm going to get this thing up, get it out to Kickstarter, let it soak in Kickstarter for a little while, and see what's going on. And then when the product is on its way and has evolved past my crude prototype stage, I'll have all this footage of building the prototype, and thus I can go back and show everybody how that happened. And in the meantime, I'll be doing some small blog entries and stuff for Production Dojo, but I don't think you guys are going to mind. The podcast, the video part of that site hasn't really started, though. If you go to productiondojo.com, there are a couple episodes of a podcast. You can get a feel for what we're talking about over there. In any case, so I am going to be doing a little bit of broadcasting in this way, and I'll be doing a little bit of work. But the idea of doing this product in the open on Production Dojo this particular time, I'm not going to go with that. I think I have a limited time window, and I am going to just work to get this product out to Kickstarter as quickly as possible. So if you have a drone, or someone who has a drone, and they are concerned with sort of losing the drone, or it flying away, or somebody stealing it, or any of those things that befall drone owners, keep an eye on this space. Point them at me. Tell them to keep their eye on this space, because February is going to be an interesting month. And at the end of February, we will probably, we're going to see if we get to Kickstarter. I have, I got companies to talk to. I have to go line up some of the manufacturing, the prototyping. I got to find myself a 3D printer that can print carbon fiber impregnated plastic. So I got a lot to do. It's going to be a busy month. I'm going to be leaning a lot on my VAs, and I will talk to you guys about that process here, and actually probably over on Production Dojo. Now that I think about it, I can talk to people about their finding, the 3D printer I find and whatever, and I don't have to really spill the beans too much on what it is I am printing, but I can show them the test parts and whatever. So in any case, that's kind of what's going on. Yesterday, in preparation for some of this, I threw, I don't know, half this car size worth of stuff. I took it down to Goodwill and got rid of it. A whole bunch of movies and DVDs and books and video game discs and all this stuff that I just don't use anymore, because I've gone entirely over to the cloud, that it's not worth me trying to put them up on eBay for $1.50 a piece, and the shipping, and GameStop is only going to give you 10 cents for a disc. I'd rather give it to Goodwill, and they can make some use of it one way or the other. In any case, so that's pretty much what I wanted to talk to you about. Now, I am doing a herd watching post sort of related to everything that's going on politically, though I'm not sure if it's going to be a talking head post or if I am going to go ahead and do cartooning. Anyway, coming up this week on this podcast or video blog, my notes tell me that I have some thoughts on personal branding. I got a little bit of story I can tell you around the brand Modern Samurai, and maybe how that, I might talk about how I chose that name this week. And we got a lot to do. So with luck, things are going to start getting pretty busy, but I still look to be updating you guys every day or two. Thank you so much to everybody who went and followed my Instagram after my last video. I really appreciate it. It's nice to know that people are watching what you do, though, to be honest with you, I'm doing it for me. Whether none of you watch it or all of you watch it, I'll still be doing it. So you're not hurting my feelings. In any case, you know what the garage means. It means I'm home. So I will talk to you guys later on.